Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, my name is Audrey. I post 2 new videos every week, and if you hit that red subscribe button, you'll be notified when each video goes live. Now in today's video, I want to talk about some of the fashion rules that I think you should absolutely break. First up is the common misconception that you can't mix certain colors together. So specifically, the first that come to mind are black and brown and navy and black. I find that oftentimes people are afraid of mixing these two colors because they can feel very similar, so wearing them can feel kind of tricky. But I do find that a couple pointers make it a little bit easier to navigate. So when it comes to wearing black and brown, I like to make sure that my black is very, very deep and then that my brown is a little bit lighter than the black. So I don't go for chocolate brown when I'm looking for this combination. Instead, I'll opt for a more cognac brown or even a lighter tan brown. I find that by mixing those two, you get that contrast that you're really looking for in a great outfit, and it helps it feel a little bit more easy to kind of work with. The same rules apply when wearing black and blue, and I find that by having a very clear delineation between the two colors, you add visual interest to your outfit and you help yourself from feeling like you're wearing mismatched black instead of a purposeful black and blue combination. Because I do find that if you opt a little too navy on the spectrum, then things can start to feel a little bit muddied and it just looks like you got dressed in the dark instead of purposefully pairing the two shades together. So I'll insert some great examples of black and blue combinations for you here, but I think another thing to keep in mind when doing this is that if you have a smaller hint of one color, you can 100% go bold with the other. So if I've got a striped t-shirt that is technically black and white stripes, I find that a navy blazer over it is absolutely fine because the shades are complementary enough where they don't clash, but then also the stripes in the blue shirt or the blue and white shirt are small enough to not detract from the navy blazer. So just a couple points to keep in mind, but really at the end of the day, just go for it. Fashion should be fun and you should have a blast mixing and matching as many things as you want. Next up is don't mix metals. Now, I think that this is 100% okay to do. I really think that mixing metals can be done very well in a way that feels purposeful and doesn't clash. So one thing that I really like to keep in mind when doing this is to make sure that one of my pieces has gemstones or diamonds or some sort of eye-catching feature to it that'll help detract from the fact that you are working with gold and silver. So for example, I mix metals every single day because my wedding band and engagement ring are both platinum and my watch has gold detailing. And I find that I am able to pair the two very seamlessly because they both have diamond details to distract the eye. So it's a good way to kind of make your eye just register sparkle and pizzazz instead of very geometric individual metal. Next up is don't wear white after Labor Day. Now, I break this rule constantly and I definitely encourage you to do the same. I think it originated from country club admission, and it was a way to determine who was and wasn't allowed to be admitted to the country club. So they had different dress codes to dictate the time of the year. But nowadays it's incredibly antiquated and it's 100% appropriate to wear white year round. It's something that I do and I definitely recommend everyone else do the same because there's nothing chicer than white. And I love a white on white combination, especially during the fall and winter. So I'll include some great examples here for you, but definitely bust out those white jeans and wear them year round because you're gonna look fantastic. Next up is a rule that I'm sure you've all heard, and it's one that you probably follow yourself, and that is that you can't wear leggings as pants. Now, I totally disagree with this with a couple caveats. So I think that you can absolutely wear leggings as your bottom layer as long as you wear an appropriate top with it. So I really like something that hits at a certain point. I think that it makes the whole outfit look more flattering and really feel more put together and thoughtful. So I've got a video all about how I style leather leggings that I'll link somewhere here for you, but I think that as long as you follow some of these key style points, then they're 100% okay to wear, and they look great because they create a perfectly slender bottom half that complements oversized and looser tops beautifully. When it comes to mixing prints, a very safe rule of thumb to follow is to just not do it. By doing that, you'll always look great, but I do think that by mixing them appropriately, you can still look fantastic. So a lot of times you'll hear advice that says as long as the colors are complementary, you can wear different patterns on top and bottom. I personally disagree. I think that it doesn't really suit me and my personal style. Maybe I'm a little old-fashioned in how I dress, but for me it just feels a little busy. But what I do like to do is wear a printed top and then a complementary silk scarf in a printed fabric. I think that that always looks great, and when done appropriately, really looks classic and chic. So one way that I really like to do this that you've seen countless times on this channel is to wear a very simple striped tee with a complementary or very bold silk scarf. So I have a really bright red one that I love because it's printed with lighthouses. It's very New England. It feels very very, very old school and classic. And I love pairing that with my simple striped tee that's navy and white. I think that that combination is just knockout and it always looks classic. Last but not least is that you get what you pay for, or you have to pay a ton of money to look great. I completely disagree with this. And I think that over the years, we've confused quality versus quantity and investment pieces and that type of lingo with purchasing a high quality item for a valuable price. So personally, I don't like to spend a lot of money on my items, but I do like to ensure the pieces that I buy are very well made. So a couple ways that I navigate this is that I familiarize myself with high quality construction. What goes into a beautiful piece? What makes it look very elevated? What kind of fabrics have a tendency to last a very long time? Familiarizing yourself with high quality ingredients and construction, or high quality materials and construction, will really help you spot not only a great deal, but a purchase that's worth investing a little bit more money in. So once you have a very basic understanding of what these pieces are, you can really spot a great deal, and you can find cashmere sweaters, designer shoes, designer handbags for a fraction of the price on websites like eBay, Poshmark, Etsy, in vintage shops and thrift stores. It's one of my favorite tricks, and it's something that I definitely recommend doing. So with that said, I definitely recommend buying the highest quality item that you can personally afford. So don't let anyone else determine what that budget looks like for you. Always work within your financial constraints, and definitely approach fashion from an economical standpoint. You want to look great, but you don't want to go broke doing so. So I definitely think that as long as you stick to your budget and buy high quality items that meet certain standards of construction and fabrication, then you'll have a wardrobe full of wonderful pieces that you can definitely keep for years to come. And that's everything. Those are some of the top fashion rules that I think you can absolutely break, and do so very beautifully. I really hope that you enjoyed this, and I'd love to know in the comments down below if you have anything to add. I'd love to hear from you. And like always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Have a great day.